Now that you are a few lessons into Karel, you're ready to have a little fun and do some creativity in the sandbox. So you should have finished Introduction to Programming with Karel, where it says like these 6 lessons here. And then today you should have just completed more basic Karel. So you should have lots of experience at this point with the commands so far. Now we're ready to actually go and do a little bit of play and be creative. So Code High School has this marvelous tool called the Sandbox, which is what it seems like you would play in the Sandbox. That's for play. So let's go ahead and click the Sandbox. And I've written a lot of different programs in the Sandbox because it's a super great place to test out your coding skills. Let's go ahead and make our first program. So where it says new program, just call it my first Sandbox program. And I've created one before in another class, so I'm just going to put I'm out of room, so I know what I'll do. Get rid of my first Sandbox program for 2020. Yeah, that works for me. You don't have to put the 20. It's fine. You can just keep my first Sandbox program and click Create Program. It's going to ask you what type of programming you're doing. It's already set. Leave it Karel and click Create Program. Once you do that, it's going to look a lot like the Karel programs and the Karel challenges that you've had so far. It even give you some code, which is not going to solve anything because we don't have a solution. Great. So we need to give it like a solution so that we know what to do when someone comes here into our program to code it. So bottom right, you're going to click Edit Karel Worlds, and then click Edit again. And we're all going to create the same first program, and then you'll be able to play and be more creative later. But we're going to do it super simple so it doesn't take you a lot of time. First of all, it starts out with 10 by 10. You could make this world gigantic. If I move the slider all the way to the end, which is 50 by 50, Karel is tiny because he has 50 spaces to get to the end. But let's go and make this like really small, like even, how about 3 by 3? Yeah. So he doesn't really have a large world at all to play in. So we can also change where he's located. So if you just click Move Karel, you could start him at the top left corner. Really, you could start him in the middle. You could start him wherever you want. He doesn't have to be at the bottom left corner. Note when you move him over here where it says Karel Start Row and Karel Start Column, it will change. It's math, but you don't have to figure it out. You just click Move Karel. You could move these. So I could change this to 0 and this number to 0. And he'll go back to where he started before. But I just like to click Move Karel. And let's move him to the top left corner. Okay. So then we could give him like some obstacles. So I'm going to add a wall. So go ahead and click Add Wall. And let's put a wall below him. And just going to sort of kind of put a pit here, and yeah, so I just added a few walls, and you can just click Add Wall and click to add the walls, and I just sort of gave him a path that he needs to move through in this maze of the game that he's going to do. And I'm going to put a ball at the end. So in this exercise, he needs to go get to the ball and pick it up. Great. You should be able to know how to code that. If you wanted to add more balls, of course you can. So I could click Add another tennis ball, and if I click on top of it, it could actually be a whole pile of tennis balls that he needs to pick up. but I want to make this simple. So I'll click remove balls, and yeah, let's just give him one tennis ball. Okay, so really simple. I want him to go around and pick up a tennis ball. So if I click save and I go back to the world and back to the program, even if I save it, it's not going to really think it's won yet because it doesn't have a solution. We need to tell him what he needs to do. And by the way, if I click at the top and press return, I could comment just saying, put // and put Karel needs to pick up the tennis ball in the maze. I know it's not a hard maze, but that just gives your person that's going to solve it directions into what Karel needs to do. But even better, it'd be helpful to have a solution. So when you run it, you'll know that you successfully did the program. So just go back to edit and click edit again. And you'll see your work here. Let's go ahead and click add a solution. And when you click add a solution, it will duplicate what you've done, which is nice. So you don't have to remake the world to make it exactly like the other world. And all I'm going to do is show what it should look like at the end. So I need to remove this tennis ball. And I need Karel to move. So I want him to be here. He can face north at the end. So this is how I want him to face. Okay, go ahead and click save. And then click back to exercise. Now if you look at the left-hand side, it shows you what the program should look at the end. Oh, I forgot to press save to my comments. That was unfortunate. Okay, I'm going to good thing to learn. / I could put my comment back. Karel needs to pick up the tennis ball at the end of the maze. Since it's going too wide, I could just press return / at the end of the maze. So as long as / is written at the front of the line, it'll be green, and it's just directions. It doesn't affect the code. So if I run this now, he's going to run into the wall because that was the starter code given. So I'm just going to click reset, and I do want him to move, but I don't want him to turn left. So in fact, I could just comment this out, and when I run it, he's only going to move. And when I say comment out, it means //. So I don't want him to go here. I want him to move again. So I'll type move in. But I think at this point, you'll know how to solve your own puzzle. Once you've solved your puzzle, so he goes around the maze and he picks up this tennis ball, I want you to turn this in. Don't forget to press save. Once you press save to turn it in, you're just going to click more, and you're going to go down to share. And I want you to click create share link. And this is your share link. Make sure you have all of it. You could also control click and press copy link address. Anyways, please go to Classroom and turn this first Sandbox program in. I know it's a little boring. You weren't able to get super creative with it, but you feel free to get creative over the long weekend break and share with me what you've created. All right, turn this in, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.